audio. Can you just give me your first and last name?
Kim Studinger.
And can you spell your last name?
Studinger. My son's name is Eric. He's my middle child, and he's 15. He'll be 16 in May. He likes to be alone. He likes to walk. He'll walk 4 miles a day home from school and not even work up a sweat. He loves to walk. He loves that alone time. He loves anime, computers, movies. He was diagnosed with ADHD probably in 4th or 5th grade, but it was in the last 2 years that we started struggling with all the other issues. What has surprised me most about Eric? I think it would have to be the fact that he wants to help himself. He can identify his areas of struggle, and he wants the help. He wants to seek out the help and figure out ways to overcome it or to live with it. Eric has a social anxiety, so anytime we go into public or anywhere there's a setting with many people, especially people he doesn't know, he withdraws. And it's difficult and challenging to get him into a room where there's a lot of people, and then once he's in that room, harder to get him to participate. So if there's a group setting, you'll find him in the very back of the room against the wall closest to the door. It takes him a while to assimilate into a group. My hopes and dreams for Eric. He's got such a strong personality, and my dream is that whatever he wants to do, that he would continue to have that I'm going to do whatever I want to do attitude, and that he'll just go out there and do it. He'll find a way to make it work so that he can be happy and successful in whatever he chooses. What are some of the strengths within me and my family? My family, almost everybody in my family are very strong-willed people, and I see that in Eric. And I think it's having that strong will that's enabling us, both Eric and I, to work through some of his struggles together. I see that strength, that strong-willed strength, in Eric's siblings. And that's enabled all of us to just not, so many times the struggles are so great that you just want to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to face this challenge anymore. I just want to go hide and just wish it all away. That's so easy to do when these struggles are so looming every day. But this strong will that's in my family comes through in my kids too. And we're like, okay, yeah, we've had a down day, but we're going to plow through this, and we're going to find a way to make this work. And I see that, and I think that's what's keeping us floating. Members of my support systems. This is a great question. Okay, we have a great support team. First of all, we're in the Chippewa Falls School District. I love the Chippewa Falls School District. I'd been through their special ed program before with my older son, and I actually sought out certain team members before Eric's final diagnosis and before we put the IEP plan in place and said, I need you on my team. Can you help me with this child? And they have. And now this team is together, and they work with Eric every day. They help him in the hallways. They help him in the school day. He has special places he can go to when he needs to, and it's a good environment at school. And even now he is saying he's so thankful for this team of people that we have at the school. I've learned that kids are resilient. I think that's the biggest thing I'm learning for Eric. I think that Eric is, especially as we've gone through this program here with the IPI, Eric has shown me that there's more to him than I thought there was. There's depth to him that I didn't think existed. He was just Mr. Smiley Baby, and that's all he ever did was smile. And yeah, he's smiling now too, but there's more behind that smile. There's this deep personality, this amazing human being in there that I'm just now starting to learn about, and I'm excited to walk this life with him. How would I have people work together in the professional industry? I think my case is an anomaly, but it's a good model, because so often the professionals and the schools don't work together. In my case, they did. I hear everybody so surprised when they hear that, because that's not the norm. But to have my school psychologist and our medical psychologist be on the same team, to have a psychologist and a psychiatrist be on the same team, to have the pastor and the psychologist working together. I think that when everybody puts their professions aside and they say, what can we do as a team to help this individual? That's where we need to be, and that's what I've experienced in my case, and I understand that's rare, but I would wish everybody would get to experience that. Well, because the medical people do a checklist, and they'll say, okay, this individual has these needs. The school's checklist is different than the medical checklist. So they may say, well, your psychologist says your child has this need, but we don't feel he meets the criteria. So to have them be able to work together and come to a mutual agreement is huge. I really didn't have any, because I really didn't understand what it was about. I just knew that I knew Lori. She'd walked with me with my older child since 5th grade. He's now 20 almost. And if she said this was something to do, this was something I needed to do. So I didn't come in with many expectations, but it's, wow, this has been an incredible experience. How would I describe the Yippie experience? One, not to be missed for sure. If there's any possible way that you can attend a Yippie conference, this is something you need to do. How would I describe the Yippie experience? I had a special needs older son, and for his whole life, I didn't realize that there was help out there. So I didn't know what to ask, and therefore I didn't know who to ask. I didn't know what was out there. I didn't know what I needed. With Eric, Yippie has provided me all these resources that I didn't know existed. So now I have the tools that if I need the ADRC, if I need the DVR, if I would need the guardianship thing, whatever element or piece of the field of services that are available out there, I now know where to go to get them, whereas before I didn't. And now I'm going into this child of mine with Eric saying, I feel confident that whatever need arises, I'm going to know where to go to get that information and the help that I need. What I recommend for the children or for the parents of children, encourage them to come. They're not going to want to come. They're going to drag their feet coming. But they're going to come and they're going to walk out every month saying, when is the next Yippie conference? When can I go back? The benefit that I have received from Yippie is the lasting friendships with these other parents. To be able to communicate with somebody else and say, I know where you're at, I know what you're feeling. And for them to say, yeah, I know exactly where you've been, I've experienced that too. I'm not alone. I'm not alone in the world experiencing the experiences that I'm experiencing. And I think my son would say the same thing. How would I empower a parent? I probably feel like the least empowered parent. I sit in that room with all these Yippie parents, and they know what they need or what they want for their son. A lot of them do. I'm probably one of the ones that I have no clue what I want. I have no clue what I need, but Yippie's giving me that. And I would encourage those parents who just feel lost to come to this, because you're gonna be found, and you're gonna find what you need here, and you're not gonna feel lost anymore. Does that help?
Oh, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is what we hear with, parents empower parents, and parents accept parents. So
right. We're all equals in that room. Every one of us. There's farmers, there's accountants. We're all equals over there because we're all on the same common ground. We're all struggling with the same struggles. And it's not, I have an Asperger's student and I have a cerebral palsy student. It's, I have a student that has a really strong and amazing personality, and we're all in the same place of how do we get this personality, how do we get them to own their personality and to succeed in this world. So we're all in the same playing field. And it's encouraging. It's empowering. Yes. One of the things that kept me coming back, though, is my son wanted to come back. My son, who is antisocial, who doesn't like to be in crowds, who doesn't like to be around strangers. He wanted to come back.
Yeah, that was awesome. So then that kind of leads into the next question. What changes have you seen in Eric since he began Yippee?
Oh my gosh, you can ask every parent here what changes they have seen in my Eric. I think Eric can now look ahead to the future with open eyes and see, hey, I can succeed outside of high school. There are things I can do and ways that I can succeed. And through Yippee, he's actually been able to ask for and advocate for himself in ways that he never has before. So even within the IEP, he's been able to get tools and resources that help him throughout high school. And now he also sees that those same types of tools and resources are available for him after high school. And he's talking about college where he never has before. So he can plan ahead for the future and say, hey, I can succeed in this world. There are things I can do and succeed at and enjoy. There's so much information that's given. And a lot of it's, okay, I'm going to get overwhelmed if I try to dig into everything that I've been given, but I want it all anyway. Don't hold anything back because I'm going to need this information. And so give this to me anyway, and I'll just file it so when I'm ready for it. But there's so much information. I feel like a sponge. I feel like I've been this dry sponge for my whole life, and now I'm finally getting wet, and I want more of this. I think every parent with a youth with special abilities needs to attend Yippee. I think that, again, it's a place of peace and comfort. It's a place of safety. It's a place of learning and being able to say, one, it's okay. It's okay. And we'll get through this together, and we'll give you the tools that you need. And you walk out of here a better person. You walk out of here having what you need to succeed in life, and one less worry on your plate. You're not alone.